Is it okay? Good morning. I'm Per Reinhold. I'm the professor and chair of the Mechanical Engineering Department. And it's wonderful to see you here. It's a great joy to see our smiling graduates, and probably from the fact that there's going to be no more tests, no more homework, no more all-nighters, and so a paycheck is around the corner, and maybe travel, and maybe graduate school is around the corner. So congratulations. It's also a great joy to see the parents, significant others, friends of the graduates here today. And for some of you, or for all of you, this is a great day. And for some of you, it means more disposable income after this day, which is important. Okay, before we start today, I would like to introduce some people on the stage here. To my left, it's Alan Israel. He's going to be our speaker today. And seated to Alan's left is Professor Nate Sneandecki. And next to him is Professor John Kramlich, and they're all going to help us today. Also seated here are the ME faculty that have advised students that are going to graduate today. And we also have the honor of having the class of 67 here today. We have one individual among this class that actually flew in from Oslo just to be part of this. Okay, so this year we have an amazing class, and I always get asked, are the students better today or, say, 30 years ago? Have they improved or have they gone down, some crack? And without doubt, this is the best class we have ever graduated. They are exceptionally talented, not just in mechanical engineering, but they are talented in designing things, building things, in economics, in business, writing, communication. And so they are a truly talented group, and they will do exceptionally well. Today we graduate 154 undergrads, 64 masters, and a record 20 PhDs. And I can guarantee you that they will all be in high demand when they leave here. So this year has seen an amazing array of accomplishments by the students. Our students hosted an Engineering in Innovation in Health capstone symposium just recently, and where they shared their projects with their colleagues from School of Medicine and industry. This is a program that's a one-year program that takes a need in the clinic to an advanced prototype at the end of the quarter. And so many advanced prototypes are produced, like in cardiac. Like this year, we So this year produced a cardiac arrest monitor, and a continuous bladder irrigation system, and an IV arm trainer, to mention a few. So it's a truly impressive program. And our EcoCar 3 team has just finished their third year competition. This team is a large team. It's about 60 students, I believe. And they finished first in vehicle design and innovation. So they turned a gas-hungry car, brand new Camaro, a gas-hungry car into an advanced hybrid using all kinds of fun and advanced technologies. Our Formula SAE race car is preparing their combustion and electric car for competition as we speak. And they're going to do a national competition, and then after that they're going to go to Germany in the World Championship. And the cars are stunning this year, and I will encourage you to check them out in the annex, ME Annex. And by the way, they are still looking for funding to go to Germany, so if you have any funds left, you know what to do. Our Hyperloop team did exceptionally well also this year. They came in number 4, in the 4th place in the national competition, which is a big, huge deal because of a lot of participants. And Husky Robotics and the human-powered submarine also did very well this year. So our student groups regularly come up with ideas that results in patents, patent disclosures, and even startups. And also they win competitions. And our students actually lead the campus on producing patents and disclosures. And they are one big reason why this university is ranked number 5 in the world for innovation, which is amazing statistics. So now I'm thrilled to introduce this year's undergraduate student speaker, Ms. Fethya Ibrahim. So, Fethya is the first in the family to attend college and one of the first women from her community to get an engineering degree. At the UW, she has been a research assistant at ME's Cell Biomechanics Lab, where she made microfluidic devices for blood tests. She has also interned with Physical Control, and Fethya's passion for community service, particularly in teaching and mentoring of underrepresented minority students, has driven her to participate in a number of extracurricular activities. She has served as a tutor and student instructor of the UW Engineering Academic Center and has held leadership roles with local and regional chapters of the National Society of Black Engineers. She's also volunteered at the Ethiopian Muslims Association of Seattle, where she helps organize youth events, such as college prep and political awareness workshops. After graduating, Fethya will work as a structural engineer at the Boeing company. Please join in welcoming Fethya to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you. Wikipedia defines mechanical engineering as a discipline that applies engineering, physics, and material science principles to design, analyze, manufacture, and maintain mechanical systems. Wow, that's a mouthful. But my definition of an ME student is different. Listen to this. An ME student is a student who has mastered the science and principles of faking it until making it. And boy, did we make it. Wouldn't you agree, class of 2017? Yeah. I mean, how many of us really remember Newton's laws or the laws of thermodynamics or even what hand to use for the right-hand rule? Nonetheless, we made it, and this feeling of accomplishment is bittersweet. I remember multiple times in my life where I was questioned about my choice to pursue this degree, and times when people even doubted my ability to succeed. I remember one of these moments back when I was in high school. I was at my friend's house after school, and I remember that her mom had a guest over, a woman. They were in the living room and we were in the kitchen, and I remember my friend was trying to find a way for us to run upstairs to her room without being seen by that woman. I didn't understand why she was trying to avoid her, so I casually walked into the living room and went up the stairs, and the woman called me and asked me to sit and talk with her. So, I went and I sat down, and she asked me questions about where I went to school and what I wanted to do after high school, etc. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do at that time, but, I told her I was interested in medicine, going to bioengineering. Obviously, that didn't happen. Then she said something to me that I never forgot. She looked at me and she said, you won't get far in life dressed the way you do, because I've never seen anyone who looks like this succeed in this country. And she pointed to the way I dressed. She advised me to change the way I looked if I wanted to succeed. Moral of the story, when your friend tries to avoid someone, don't ask too many questions, just go with it. I also wanted to highlight the harsh reality that people like me have to deal with. There's so many people in our society today who tell people like me that they can't. Black people can't do math. Girls can't be engineers. Modestly clothed Muslim women can't succeed. I never saw that woman again, but I wish she could see me now. 8 years later, I wish she could see me now, 8 years later, graduating with a degree in mechanical engineering from the University of Washington, having received multiple awards and scholarships, completed 2 mechanical engineering internships, holding 3 leadership positions within the National Society of Black Engineers, being offered a full-time job at Boeing, and looking the way I looked 8 years ago. No, literally, I look the same. People don't think I age, and I don't think my sense of style has gone any better either. But good thing, I'm an engineer, not a business major, but it's okay. But when that woman said that to me, that's when I decided that that's when I decided that I needed to prove her wrong, not only for my sake, but for all of the Black, Muslim, first-generation women in my community who looked up to me. They needed someone who would tell them and show them that they can. I was fortunate enough to be surrounded by family, friends, and mentors who always supported me and told me I could do anything I set my mind to. In fact, the real roots of my success, of all of our successes, are all of the people who told me and you that we can. You are all here right now because someone in your life told you that you can. For me, there were people like Professor Snydecki, who told me that I can when I didn't think I could get into the ME department. There were people like our advisor, Lynn, who told me that I can when I went to her office freaking out about not graduating because I couldn't get into a class. It's the people like my parents who always told me that I can, even though they were disappointed that I picked mechanical engineering because they thought I was studying to become a mechanic. They are much prouder now after I cleared that up with them. And it's all of the people in between, my uncles, my aunts, sisters, community members, friends, academic advisors, and even my students. They told me that I can, so I believed that I could, and so I did. And I believe in each and every one of you. I believe that you can be the foundation for someone else doubting their potential. I believe that you can use the foundation you learned to change the world for the better. Our mechanical engineering degree has equipped us to expect the unthinkable, expel the unacceptable, and excel at the unexpected. We can be that X factor, the force for good that allows us to make an impact and bring each other upwards as we do it. We need more people in this world to tell others that they can, because there's a ridiculous amount of people there who have been told that they can't so many times that they believe that they can't, and so they don't. It's our responsibility to change that. So today, ME graduating class of 2017, I call on us all as we walk out of Kane Hall and climb up the ladder of success, to use our positions of success and status to take action, speak up, and what we like to say in the Black community, lift as we climb. I know we aren't electrical engineers, but together let us use our little knowledge of amplification and noise filtering to drown out the voices of those who tell others that they can't. Everyone deserves a chance to live up to their potential. All it takes is people like you and me to tell them that they can until they believe that they can, and you will be amazed at how far they will go and how much they will do. ME class of 2017, congratulations, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you.
Thanks so much. That was truly inspirational. Thank you. And now we'd like to hear from our graduate speaker representative, Mark Jankauski. Mark is a postdoc at the University of Washington. He received his bachelor degree in mechanical engineering from University of Arizona in 2011. In 2011, and worked for CH2M Hill as an instrumentation and controls engineer. Mark began graduate school at the UW, finally, in 2012, where he received his master's and doctoral degrees in mechanical engineering. He received a Best Paper Award at the International Conference of Micro-Air Vehicles in 2014 for his research on flexible wing mechanics, insects and such. And a College of Engineering Student Teaching Award in 2016 for instructing classes in dynamics, vibrations, and finite elements. Mark will join Montana State University as assistant professor in fall of 2017. Please join me in welcoming Mark to the podium.
Let me start by saying that is going to be an absolutely impossible act to follow, so I kind of wish that I had gone first. But anyway, let me do my best here. First off, I'd like to say I am absolutely honored to be here today. I was very humbled and even excited when they asked me to be the graduate speaker. Excited until I got up today and strapped what seems to be a purple stop sign to my head. Now look, public speaking is not easy, and it's a lot harder when you look like you're dressed like a medieval lord, okay? But as I look out, I see that there's at least some proportionality between number of years in college and points on your hat. So I think I'm doing okay for myself. Okay. But anyway, let me first say congratulations to all of the graduates. You made it. It's been a long... It's been a long journey for some of us, longer than others, Keith. But we all made it. And I think I speak on behalf of everyone here when I say we didn't make it alone. So first, to our thesis advisors. Now, working with graduate students, it's really hard work. We break really expensive pieces of equipment, and we make a ton of mistakes. But over time, day by day, we make less mistakes, and hopefully, we break less equipment. And along the way, there are advisors offering us direction, offering us guidance, and even offering us friendship. Your influence will not soon be forgotten, and we sincerely appreciate all that you've done for us. Now, to the staff. Folks, let me tell you something about graduate school. You panic, and you panic a lot. Whether or not you're trying to hit some conference deadline or answer some reviewer's comment, that sheer panic, it's going to come up. And when it does, you go and you see Juan Wisa, because Juan Wisa will give you candy, and if candy won't solve your problem, I don't know what's going to. But honestly, our department is only as strong as our front office, and we are fortunate enough to have an excellent one. So thank you all very much. And lastly, to our families and to our friends, thank you. Thank you for your unconditional, unrelenting support. I cannot count the number of times I've gone on about gyroscopic stabilization or fractal geometry and been met with nothing but these blank stares and really confused nods. But you're patient and you listen. And that support, that love that you give us, that's what carried us here today. But I'd like to... But let me switch gears just a little bit. Thanks. I've been thinking about what I would say up here for the last couple weeks, and let me tell you, it's not been easy. As engineers, we're not necessarily trained as creative writers. But I finally settled on two questions. Just two questions that I wanted to answer, and these are two questions that I've got over the last several years. The first question is, what is graduate school like? And to be honest, graduate school is challenging. Graduate school is a perpetual challenge. But I can tell you from experience, most goals worth pursuing are in fact challenging. Let me share a quick story. Recently, I was interviewing with a company and I was asked, what is the most challenging problem you've ever had to solve? And it was a really good question, but it totally caught me off guard. This company in particular, they have very technical interviews, and I was surprised. So I fumbled around for a little bit until finally I converged on this story, or this case, where I was asked to model a double pendulum. Now, in retrospect, this was a totally weird answer. This is sort of a trivial task, and I wasn't sure why I ultimately reached this conclusion. But it didn't have anything to do with the double pendulum at all. Truth be told, I had just returned to graduate school, and I was afraid. I was insecure, I was full of self-doubt, and I didn't know if this is where I belonged. But I got to work, and I banged my head against the desk, and I asked a lot of questions, and I crumpled up a lot of paper. And hey, I modeled that double pendulum. And that's when I realized the interviewer was not asking, what is the hardest problem you've ever had to solve, but really, what do you do when you are in over your head? Do you rise to that challenge, or do you quit? And in a lot of ways, I think this is what the graduate experience is like. It's feeling in over your head. It's feeling challenged every single day. In a lot of ways, it's a series of tasks leading to one goal, and a lot of failures leading to one big success. Today. So graduate school has taught me, do not be afraid to fail. Failure is inevitable. Your first design will not work, and that's okay. Neither are your third, your fourth, or your fifth. But you learn, you grow, and you adapt, and eventually, if you work hard enough, you will overcome any challenge that you are presented with. And how do I know that? Because we're all here today for that reason. Now, the second question I get asked a lot is why the University of Washington? Now, to be fair, I grew up in Southern California, so I think most people are just wondering how I possibly gave that weather up for this. But seriously, why the University of Washington? In my opinion, it's because the University of Washington, it's a community. As I look out at this crowd, I see support, and I see friendship, and I see diversity. I see people from different backgrounds with different interests and different experiences. I see people who are passionate about Zentangle or 3D printing, fidget spinners, or everything in between. I see people of all different genders and gender identities and sexual orientations and races and ethnicities. And I see everyone getting along. I see everyone working together. I see everyone laughing together and confiding in one another. And that's what makes the University of Washington such a special place. It's the people. And because of this, my fondest memories of this place have been the moments spent with my peers. I will not miss doing perturbation theory until 2 in the morning. I have my own students for that now. But I will miss the moments spent with my peers. From closing out the Duchess to the now annual Tour de Chaz, from putting off research with much too frequent coffee breaks and campus walks, these are the moments that matter. Together, this year, we've marched for women's rights, we've marched for science, and together we've marched for equality. And even though we may not always agree with one another, we will always support one another. So I encourage you all, cherish these moments with your peers, because you are among a group of remarkable individuals. And now, my parting words to those graduating today. Take today and celebrate your accomplishment. You have earned this. In the not-so-distant future, many of us are going off, some into industry, some will be starting postdocs, some might take some time off to travel the world. Some of you undergraduates might even be crazy enough to try your hand at graduate school. And when that time comes, I wish all of you the best of luck. But please, let tomorrow be tomorrow and let today be today. The most useful advice that I've gotten in graduate school is be present in the moment, whatever that moment may be. The pressures of the world, the stresses, finding that perfect job or that apartment, that can wait for tomorrow. But today is your day and you deserve this. We often spend so much time looking ahead that we forget to stop and look around. So look around today. You're surrounded by friends, you're surrounded by loved ones, and you're surrounded by family. So you deserve this. Congratulations to all of you. I am mighty proud to be a Husky. Go Dogs.
Thanks, Mark. That's great. So every year, the students and faculty of the ME department nominate worthy recipients of a series of awards. I will now welcome Professor Nate Sneandecki to the podium, who will present these awards on behalf of the ME faculty and students. But before that happens, I just want to mention that Nate is one of our best teachers, and he does very exciting research in cell mechanics that has led to a startup company and many exciting discoveries in diagnostics of blood coagulation. So, Nate.
Hello, everyone. We have 5 awards to give from our faculty as well as from the students. The first one is for the Outstanding Scholar Award. And this is an award given to a graduating senior who has demonstrated outstanding academic accomplishments. Would Brittany Lloyd and Liam Potozak please come to the stage? come closer, it's okay. Have a step right there, there we go. Brittany and Liam, both of you are top students in our department. You are both extremely bright, talented, and perform even better than some of our graduate students. You've made a strong impression on our faculty by your presence and questions in the classroom. And we are excited to see your accomplishments that you make in the careers ahead of you. For these reasons, the faculty would like to recognize Brittany and Liam with the Outstanding Scholar Award. And just one note, these plaques are up in our department, so their names are forever etched in our history, our Hall of Fame. So thank you. Our next award is for the Outstanding Research Award. And this is an award given to a senior who has demonstrated exceptional research accomplishments outside the classroom. Would Tessa Gomez and Ilsa Julin please come to the stage? I'll start with you first, Tessa. Tessa, you've been involved in a number of outstanding projects during your time here at UW. Your team finished third in the Environmental Innovation Challenge for a device that converted a car's engine's heat into electrical energy to increase its fuel economy. You are part of GECO Power, which is a UW startup that built a portable device that converts heat from a campfire or a cook stove into electrical energy to charge cell phones in developing countries. And you are also a founding member of the 3D Mammoth Project at the Burke Museum, which took on an immense task. Their job was to scan and 3D print the missing parts of a Columbian mammoth for the museum's collection. Ilsa, you have been a scholar and an innovator. You are part of the Cell Biomechanics Lab, where your work gained you authorship in 2 journal publications, one in the Journal of Cell Science last year, and the other in PLOS One for this year. You were a part of Dr. Paul Neum's lab, where you contributed to a publication that studied how post-operative radiation therapy can improve the outcomes of patients with Merkel cell carcinoma, which is a rare and aggressive form of skin cancer. And in your senior year, your team designed and manufactured a cardiac arrest monitor as part of the Engineering Innovation in Health program. For these reasons, the faculty would like to recognize Tessa and Ilsa with the Outstanding Research Award. The next award is the Student Ambassador Award. And this is an award given to a senior who has participated in outstanding outreach and volunteer efforts that promote engineering to a broader audience. Would Ashley Combs and David Coven please come to the stage? Ashley, as a member of Wolf 3D, which is UW's 3D printing club, and Husky Robotics, which is UW's robotics team, you have participated in a number of outreach events to K-12 students and other undergraduates. By sharing your time and your talents, You have shown others what an amazing opportunities and possibilities are there with a degree in mechanical engineering. Now, you may not see the impact of these activities immediately, but they make a strong and positive impression on the next generation of engineers. David, you have been making headlines since your freshman year. You started Scholarship Junkies to help students find and apply for financial aid. You have given a tremendous number of speaking engagements here at UW and throughout the Seattle area. You have also helped to lead the UW Hyperloop team, which is a challenge created by Elon Musk to engineer a passenger train system that can go faster than a commercial plane. At this year's competition for Hyperloop, your team placed 4th in the nation and 6th in the world. For these reasons, the faculty would like to recognize Ashley and David with the Student Ambassador Award. The next award is the Outstanding Design Award, and this is an award given to a team of graduating seniors who have worked on an outstanding capstone design project. Now, for the friends and family in the audience, the capstone projects are the educational icing on the cake for our students. They are a centerpiece of our curriculum, and they're part of a more professional development for these students because it allows them to be involved in interesting and real-world activities. Now, these projects could be sponsored from the School of Medicine, research labs on campus, outside companies, or even concepts that the students come up with themselves. Now, while on a capstone team, the students get to experience real-world activities as they try to bring their projects to fruition by using all the tools in their engineering toolboxes. Would Jessica Ngo, Liam Potosnak, and Fong Bok please come to the stage? These students designed, built, and successfully tested an active elbow orthosis for stroke patients. What was novel about their device was that it used EMG signals in the upper arm to control the motion of an elbow and lower arm to restore its proper use. By doing this, a stroke patient is able to control their arm movement in a natural and intuitive manner. In their project, they had to figure out how to collect these EMG signals from the muscle, build all the circuitry, motors, and gears, and write a bunch of code that made it all work. They tackled these problems as a team, and they integrated many of their skills learned in their mechanical engineering classes. For these reasons, the faculty would like to recognize Jessica, Liam, and Fong with the Outstanding Design Award. Our next award is not from the faculty, but from the students. This is the Outstanding TA Award of the year. And this is an award given to a graduate student who has been excellent TA for the classes in the department. Would Sam Wallen please come to the stage? Sam, I don't have words for you. The students have words, so I'd like to read some of the comments from them here. Sam went above and beyond, giving students a lot of time and extra help. He's extremely knowledgeable and helpful and always goes the extra mile to ensure students understand the class material. The next one is, though there were some very good TAs, Sam always went above and beyond what other TAs did. Just knowing that he is the TA for a class made some people want to take his class only because they knew he would be able to help them. And I think this last one's the best. This dude is a genius. For these reasons, the students would like to recognize you, Sam, with the Outstanding TA Award. And let's give a final round of applause for all of our award winners in our department.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Alan Israel. Alan asked me to keep this a very short introduction, so I cut down 3 pages. Alan is a senior member of Foster Pepper PLLC, where he has practiced business law since 1978. He has been recognized in the Best Lawyers in America and other publications. In 1968, that's where it started, Alan earned his bachelor degree in mechanical engineering from the University of Washington, where he was president of UW chapter of American Society of Mechanical Engineers, ASME. Following graduation, he worked as an engineer at Boeing Commercial Airplanes for a full year, I believe. And then he returned to UW to earn his master or MBA in 1971 and a Juris Doctor degree in 1978. Alan has deep ties to UW and ME. He has served on the College of Engineering Visiting Committee for over 20 years. He has also served on the UW Law School Dean's Advisory Committee and the Law School Foundation Board. We are very excited to have Alan here, and please help me welcome him to the podium.
Graduates and faculty of mechanical engineering, families, friends, and guests, and members of the ME class of 1967 here celebrating their 50-year reunion. This weekend, the University of Washington campus is crawling with thousands of other newly minted 2017 graduates, people who are smart, accomplished, and full of newly acquired knowledge. UME graduates, you're also smart and accomplished and packed full of newly acquired knowledge. But you are more than that, much more. You are engineers. You can solve problems. You can do things. You can make things. You know how to use science, mathematics, logic, intellectual discipline, ingenuity, and hard work to apply physical principles to solve real-world problems and exploit emerging opportunities, to design and make things that will make people happier, healthier, safer, more productive, more prosperous, and altogether better off. You can make the world better. I have something in common with you new graduates. I am a University of Washington mechanical engineer, a proud UWME, class of 1968. My ME education was similar to yours in some ways. Difficult, challenging work, long hours, in fact, more hours per week in classes and labs than credits earned, much to my chagrin and to the bemused pity of my upper campus friends. But my ME education was also considerably different than yours. Here's how I know. As Per said, I've served on the College of Engineering Visiting Committee, for the Dean's Advisory Committee, since 1995. Because of my time on the Visiting Committee, I have seen how learning to become an engineer has changed over the years. Even the scope and boundaries of where ME plays an important role have changed, into the life sciences, for example. I also have a sense of how much more prepared for an engineering career you are than I was when I graduated. Virtually all of my schoolwork was academic rather than practical. We had labs, but I don't recall ever having had much in the way of hands-on practical experience when I graduated. But you have had multiple opportunities in practical settings, not just to design things, but to manage projects and to build things in an interdisciplinary manner to boot, as we have heard this morning. We had nothing like EcoCar, Formula Motorsports, Human-Powered Submarine, Husky Robotics, UW Hyperloop, WOOF 3D, or the Burke Entrepreneurship Competition. And I don't recall that we had anything in the way of interdisciplinary opportunities, not academically, not socially, not even with other non-ME engineers, and certainly not with non-engineers like business or law students. We pretty much stayed in our ME silo, or at least I did. You all seem more rounded and more practiced, and as a result, more valuable to employers than when I graduated. Although today is about you, not about me, my own experience is the reason that I was invited to speak with you today. So permit me to tell my story. I have been privileged to earn 3 degrees from the University of Washington, my BSME, an MBA a few years later, and finally a law degree several years after that. But ME was my foundation. In many ways, I am proudest of my first degree, a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. It's got a ring to it. It was the most difficult for me and required the most time and the hardest work. And it gave me the confidence to pursue graduate school that I had previously believed was for others who were smarter or more talented. By comparison, earning my MBA and my law degree didn't seem quite so challenging, and my classmates in business and law didn't seem smarter or more talented. In some respects, I was you 5 decades ago. As for many of you, college was new to my family. I was only the second in my family to go to college, a few years behind my older brother. I didn't know what to expect in college or what to expect of myself. And I had little idea about what opportunities the outside world held. I prepared for an engineering career and set out to practice engineering, but my career took several unanticipated turns. After graduation, I worked at the Boeing Commercial Airplane Division in Renton. It was fun, interesting, rewarding, and a great learning experience. But I thought that getting my MBA would accelerate my advancement, so I left to go back to school. When I actually earned my MBA, another opportunity presented itself that I couldn't pass up. I tried that for a few years, during which I learned about law, and law seemed to beckon me. So I went back to law school and have practiced business law for 40 years now at the same firm, Foster Pepper, a firm of about 130 attorneys based here in Seattle. My business practice has been interesting and rewarding, with clients in a variety of industries and doing a bunch of fun things. I made life decisions that ultimately led me away from engineering as a career, but never too far from my fascination and enjoyment of engineering and of engineers. I worked hard, took some risks, and made what in hindsight were some good choices for myself. I had several noteworthy opportunities in my career, but I was prepared when opportunity knocked. And my mechanical engineering education was an important part of that preparation. ME was the foundation. How does my engineering background translate into what I do now? It's impossible to know all the ways, and it's usually not obvious or apparent in any specific moment, but I'm confident it manifests in the way I approach and do things. I think my engineering discipline, training, and mindset helped me significantly in the study and practice of business and of law. I was trained here to be organized, to be attentive to detail, to be thorough, to be precise, and to be logical. For example, one of the significant parts of my law practice is transactional. Sometimes I work on very complex transactions, and they need to be engineered. They need to be organized, systematically managed, goal-directed, and cost-effective, not unlike your engineering projects. I can give you an example of one transaction. It is not a typical example, however. Rather, it represents a pinnacle of my law career. You all know the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks play an incredibly important cultural role in Seattle and the Pacific Northwest. What you may not know or remember is that just over 21 years ago, the Seahawks, under the previous ownership, were preparing to move from Seattle to Southern California. Paul Allen was asked by local civic leaders to save the Seahawks. I represented Paul then and continue to represent him. Paul assembled a small team to go about saving the Seahawks. I was in charge of legal, negotiating the option deal that ultimately resulted in the purchase of the team, and then negotiating the complex series of interconnected agreements with numerous parties required in the development of CenturyLink Field and Event Center, one of the premier venues in all of sports. The purchase of the team and the stadium development together comprised a complex, multi-year project that involved many moving parts and conflicting interest constituencies. Saving the Seahawks and building CenturyLink have, of course, been overwhelmingly successful and popular. For me, it was a legacy project, one in which I take immense pride. As for my part, I'm convinced that my thinking like an engineer, planning like an engineer, and solving problems like an engineer helped me to make it so. And as a bonus, when the design team talked about the unique engineering challenges and solutions of building the stadium, I actually knew what they were talking about. It probably won't surprise you that the University of Washington has been an important part of my life. I was a student on this campus for 9 years. I participated in several student activities, including ASME, and have been active in numerous alumni activities over the years. And when you live in Seattle, you're a Husky, it is a constant presence. So I was particularly proud to represent Paul Allen in negotiating his recent naming gift for the Paul G. Allen School of Computer Science and Engineering, and his previous naming gifts for the Paul G. Allen Center for Computer Science and Engineering and the Kenneth S. Allen Library and Library Endowment. Those were legacy projects for me too. As I mentioned, I've served on the College of Engineering Visiting Committee for 22 years. I have served during the administration of 4 permanent deans, including our current dean, Mike Bragg. When I was first invited to join the visiting committee, I asked the then dean and each subsequent dean why they would want me on the committee. After all, although I love engineering, I only practiced as an engineer for a brief time before I returned to graduate school and then moved on to other unrelated careers. Each dean had a similar response. We train engineers to solve problems. Our graduates solve problems in engineering, of course. Apparently, I was boring them. Our graduates solve problems in engineering, of course, but also in management, finance, business, law, medicine, academia, the military, government, and more. I have to confess, I asked much the same question to our chair of ME, Per Reinhall, when he invited me to speak to you today. After all, I still feel a little bit like a turncoat. His answer was that an ME degree is a great stepping stone for anything that one wants to do in his or her professional life. And he thought that I'm a good example of that. When I thought about it, I had to agree. ME was my professional stepping stone, the foundation of my career. To me, that is self-evidently true. And so maybe I am living proof. Although my professional career has been largely outside of engineering, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out, I'm not here to talk any of you out of an engineering career. Honestly, I'm not. On the contrary, I think the opportunities in engineering today and the personal, social, and financial rewards available to engineers are so much better than they were when I graduated. I'm sure that my career would be much different if I was starting over today as a new engineer. But the reality is that in today's world of jobs and careers and opportunities and ways of seeking professional satisfaction and fulfillment, it's pretty wide open. In your working lives, most, if not all of you, will enjoy multiple jobs in several enterprises. Many of you will enjoy several careers, and sooner or later, some of you will be drawn to try something outside of engineering. That's just the way it is. I cannot pretend to know what individual factors will influence you as your careers develop. But whatever your career path, I think you will be grateful that you have a UW-ME education. When you head out tomorrow to begin the next stage of your life, whether it be an engineering job, graduate school in engineering, graduate school in something else, or something altogether different, I am confident that you will have a good shot at being successful because of the things that you learned and the skills you have developed here at UW-ME. Your ME mindset, your ME discipline, your ME way of analysis and decision-making will all serve you well. An ME is a great stepping stone for anything that you want to do. It is a great foundation. I sincerely believe that. I would like to make one brief aside. I understand that for some of you, military service may be in your future, and for others, you have already served or are currently serving in the reserves or Guard. I would like to personally thank each of you for your service and sacrifice, and to thank your families as well. In closing, I've tried to offer you some insight that will be helpful to you and perhaps even inspire you in some way, or at least not be too boring or too long-winded. But I understand reality. The graduation speaker's impossible challenge is to engage everyone, although they have very disparate situations and interests. I have with me a graduation card that my wife bought for another graduation. Picture a graduation speaker in front of an audience of new graduates, all dressed in their caps and gowns. When I open the card, you'll hear a pretty concise summary of what I fear that a few of you heard from me today.
Blah 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 blah.
For the rest of you, I hope you found something worthwhile in what I had to say. To the mechanical engineering class of 2017, I wish you the best of luck in your lives and your careers, whatever your careers may be and wherever they may take you. I wish you success, prosperity, longevity, and above all, satisfaction. I'm confident that your UW-ME education will help make it so. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you have achieved. Be proud you are University of Washington mechanical engineers. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for keeping Seahawks in Seattle.
Please, you're welcome. Is this the one? This for you.
So just to explain that's a student-made Stirling engine-driven fan, very useful device. And so you can, in your law practice, a hot day, you can light up a candle, and it will start cooling your client.
I'll probably take it apart.
Okay. So, thank you. On the behalf of ME faculty, staff, and students, I want to thank you for your participation today and helping honor our graduate students, or our graduates. Now I would like to introduce Professor John Kramlich, Associate Chair of Academics. John is also one of our best teachers, as our graduates know, and also an expert in combustion and energy. John is involved in two of my favorite research projects in the department. It turns out, a sad fact, it turns out 1 million people around the world cook inside with small and dirty wood-burning stoves without ventilations. The smoke kills more people than the major diseases combined. John, together with Dr. Posner, also on stage here, has developed an ultra-clean wood-burning stove that produces no visible smoke. This stove is now for sale commercially in Kenya and has the potential of saving millions of lives. So. The other project that John is involved with, together with Dr. Igor Novoselov, is a machine that converts nerve gas, of all things, nerve gas to drinking water. And we're still looking for a student that's willing to test this drink water. Actually, it converts nerve gas to other less tasty compounds, not drinking water. Okay, John will now call your names so you can come up on stage and pick up your certificates. I ask that the audience please hold your applause until all the names have been read. Okay, thank you.
Good morning to all of you. It's my privilege this year to lead the honoring of our mechanical engineering graduates of 2017. Those receiving the graduate degrees, Doctor of Philosophy and Master of Science, are going to be recognized by the traditional hooding ceremony performed by their faculty. Our first Doctor of Philosophy candidate is Amir Amini. Come forward, please. And he will be hooded by Professor Riley as advisor. So. Okay, Nathan Banka, who's be hooded by Professor Devassier. Alicia Clark, who will be hooded by Professor Alzada. Kapul Gangwar, who will be hooded by Professor Ramlu. Mark Jankauski, who will be hooded by Professor Shen. Keith Johnson, who'll be hooded by Professor Thomas. Kevin Kadoka, who will be hooded by Professor Taya. Muniaki Miyasaka, who will be hooded by Professor Hannaford. Renuka Prabhakar, who will be hooded by Professor Ramlu. Jonathan Riomoto, who will be hooded by Professor Devasier. Samuel Patrick Wallen, who will be hooded by Professor Beckler. Chen Chu Yin, who will be hooded by Professor Posner. Mete Yurtalo, who will be hooded by Professor Storti. Okay, now we move to the candidates for degree Master of Science, and our first one is Jonathan Ahn, who will be hooded by Professor Garbini and Reinhall. Savesh Alam Zaid, who will be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Nicholas Bankus, who will be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Morgan Carey Pham Bassford, who will be hooded by Professor Beckler. Manasa Bolavaram, who will be hooded by Professor Banerjee. Michael Burge, who will be hooded by Professor Garbini. Casey Carty, who'll be hooded by Professor Devassier. Kirk Chen, who will be hooded by Professor Alzada. Kayla Fukuda, who will be hooded by Professor Ryan Hall. Rohan Gozelia, who will be hooded by Professor Ryan Hall. AJ Graywall, who will be hooded by Professor Ryan Hall. Ooh, let's see, AJ. Or Yubishaki. Okay, this is AJ Graywall not here.
No, he's not.
Okay, then I gotta call your name. Okay. Ubishaki Kaluri, who will be hooded by Professor Navasilov. Garrett Kelly, hooded by Professor Ramalu. Andy Kong, who will be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Kaylin Katapali, who will be hooded by Professor Navasilov. Okay. Ali Lafzi, who will be hooded by Professor Alzada. Gautam Lagezu, who will be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Porva Lele, who will be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Matthew O'Keefe would be hooded by Professor Reinhall. So. Rohit Pai, who will be hooded by Professor Reinhall, who actually has a hood. Lulet Paulway would be hooded by Professor Ryan Hall. Daniel Parrish would be hooded by Professor Snidecki. And Laura Prongi, who would be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Ubi Sheikh Raghunat, who will be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Rohit Rajagopal, who will be hooded by Professor Reinhall.
Can I request Professor Banerjee? Professor Banerjee.
Oh, Professor Banerjee? Okay, Professor Banerjee then. Somebody got the name wrong. Keshav, who'll be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Banerjee again. Harshad Sangwicker, who'll be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Okay. Vishvesh Sethi, who'll be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Albert Shea be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Avinash Singh, who'd be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Not here. Okay, good. Vikas Kumar Singh, be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Samsam Suksam Rain, be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Abhishek Sugam, be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Unam Thukur, be hooded by Professor Reinhall. Andrea Wilson, be hooded by Professor Steele. Brian Womack, be hooded by Professor Reinhall. And David Yee, be hooded by Professor Devassier. So. Okay, we move now to candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, and our first one is Ryan Aaron. So, Ahmed Ibrahim. Hassan Allah Fuligek. Abdullah Aziz Al Faras. Busam Alku Lili. Omar Alto Emi. Daniel Aruzaman. Saif Allah Ashraf. Thong Bak. Abel Banti Walu. Michael Barsamian. Brian Beard. John Beardsley. Musi Bokri Zion. Aaron Berg. Sage Berglund. Elliot Block. Allegra Branch. Jeremy Brockman. Joshua Brubaker. Payden Butler. Carlo Keja Annan. Shane Cameron. Jess Carr. Daniel Castanovo. Waylon Dale Junius Chandler. Lu Choi Chen. Brian Chim. Chen Chu. Ashley Combs. Austin Howard Cornea. Jad Kostandi. Claudia Covelli. David Coven. Tomas Delgado. Evan Dirks. Zach Durham. Christopher Fisher. Yusing Fu. Seraphine Catherine Ganter. Jan Garcia. Alex Gaub. Shihav Salidin Bashir Garfal. James Gianelli. Tessa Gomes. Ziwen Gore. Banks Hall. Kayang Soo Han. Giovanni Hylin. Nick Heinz. Mary Helwig. Finn Hyatt. Daniel Hong. Chad Huck. Nope. Okay, Nicholas Hui. Kenny Huyn. Fethya Ibrahim. Timothy E. Nathan Eisman. Andrew Isola. Keong Rak Jing. Michael Janicki. Jacoa Jaworski Castillo. Lars Johnson. Ilsa Julene. Jack Camel. Nicole Cower. Matthew Kawachi. Harrison King. Izzy Clarinet. Elizabeth Lee. Anthony Leonti. Isaac Linder. Graham Lorimer. Joshua Louis. Brittany Lydon. Michael McConnell. Nope. Justin Mock. Waning Mao. Nicholas McAllister. Scott McCormick. Evan Gerald McMartin. Chen Young Ming. Eric Morez. Mary Lillian Morris. Jake Mutter. Jessica Ann White Noe. Rodriguez Pham. Fu Fan. Tree Fan? Okay. Truman Plaisted. Liam Potostosnak. Sorry about that. Sorry. Julian Powell. Luke Price. Cameron Richards. Joey Riggs. Emily Roche. Giovan Ruiz. Cody Ryu. Juan Sanchez. Nope. Okay. Blake Sander. Devin Saseki. Ryan Schiller. Courtney Adair Schaefer. Eugene Sue. Christina Shepard Smith. There we go. Okay, Daniel Spray. Nope. Okay. Tam Sri Pipad. Gage Stromberg. Hao Tien Su. Eob Tadasi. Mong Thant. Christopher Tees. Jake Ochihara. Theon Van. Bradley Wachter. Jason Warren. Michael Whitmer. Tyler Williams. Charles Wong. Justin Yanasu. Ismail Vyasan. Andy Yiayu. Yachiyu. Kenny Young. Connor Zabak. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Jianwei Zhang. Okay. Okay, let's have one gigantic round of applause for all the graduates of 2017.
Thank you. So this has been a wonderful morning. Fethya and Mark, thank you thanks for your remarks and insights. And wish you luck in your outstanding careers coming up. Alan, on behalf of the students, faculty, thank you for joining us today. To parents, friends of the graduates, thank you. And this is important to our graduates as well. As you well know, your family and friends have been crucial support and made this day possible for you. So could you please stand up and give them a round of applause, please. Also, I would like to give a special round of applause for the women graduating today. ME is still unfortunately dominated by men, and it takes special need or special drive and energy to get to where you are right now. So, congratulations. I also hope that you had a lot of fun, maybe some work, but a lot of fun here in the department, and that you develop friendships that will last a long time or even a lifetime. And I hope you will look back with fondness in the department at UW, just like the 67 graduates do every day. And so, I hope you will keep in touch and visit us periodically, anytime. The door is open. On behalf of staff and the faculty, we are super proud of your compliments and wish you the very best in the years to come. So the festivities now will continue in the Walker Ames room on the second floor, and the food in the hallway up there. Please join us up there. Thank you. And if I could ask the award winners to please come up here and take some photographs, it would be great. Thank you.